Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca from DevourDinner.com. Happy Sunday everybody and welcome to my kitchen. I am back live and I'm excited to be here and I hope you are too. As always, we're going to check and make sure that all of our technology is working. We should be live on Facebook as well as on YouTube, and we want to make sure that you can hear me okay. So as you join in, please say hello. Please let me know where you're from. Let me know if you can hear me. All of that fun stuff. Welcome, welcome. Let's make sure we are live. I'm getting the report that we are not live on YouTube. Okay, I'm getting some thumbs up and I'm seeing some people. Okay, we are live on YouTube. Are we live on Facebook? Yeah. For sure? We did it, you guys. Hi, Chris. How are you? Chris is from California. Hi, Kathy. Kathy's from Maine. Welcome, welcome. You guys, it's been a couple of weeks. We're going to wait and let everybody get on and get settled. We're going to chat today. We're going to have some fun. It's been a couple of weeks. You know that I've been in the process of a move. So welcome to my new kitchen. This is the kitchen where I'll be for the next little while as we're renting before we get all settled with the move. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Hi, Irene. Hi, Amy. Amy is here from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginner group. So welcome, Amy. Amy always has some of her moderators and admins as well. And let me tell you, we are so grateful for everyone over there on the Instant Pot 101 for Beginner group and their love, their support. They are just fantastic. So thank you. Big hugs, ladies. And if you are hopping on over from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group, I am Rebecca from DevourDinner.com, where I focus on easy to make recipes for busy families using common ingredients. Today, we're going to make a recipe I've actually wanted to do live for a long time. And I've been doing lives for 4 or 5 years now. And I could never figure out how to do it or make it work. And I decided today was the day. We're making a sweet pork recipe. So if you're familiar with Cafe Rio or Costa Vida, they make a sweet pork that is delicious. It is one of my favorites. And you can put it on a salad or a burrito or a quesadilla or in tacos. It's just magical. It melts in your mouth. It's so good. The recipe does take quite a bit of time in your pressure cooker, which makes it hard to do live. But today, because we're testing out the technology, we're making sure everything works in my new setup, I figured it out, and I'm excited about that. Hi, Juanita. Hi, Sigrid. Hi, Irene. Here's some familiar faces. I'm seeing all of you. Hi, Debbie. It's so good to see all the familiar faces. Truly, truly, truly. So first, I'm going to drop the link. Let me get you that link so you know what we're making. And my setup is a little bit different. I have to reach a little bit further for the laptop. It's going to take me just a little more time. So bear with me as I learn the nuances of a new place. So I just dropped that link. It should pop up. Yep, there it did. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Trelva. Juanita is over watching on YouTube, so welcome over on YouTube. Okay, the recipe is in the comments. So this is a recipe that I do in the pressure cooker. Now, for ease and convenience, I have already made it, but I'm going to walk you through the steps so that you at home can make it as well, all right? The first thing, I use a sirloin tip roast. Now, I get these at Costco. Of course, you can get them at any grocery store. And this is about a 2-pound little roast. At Costco, they sell these in a pack of 4. And each one is individually cut or packaged, and then you can just cut them apart. And they're magical. Like, these roasts are so tender. They work out so well for this recipe. So it is just a pork sirloin tip roast. And this is what you'll use. I like to have my roast thawed out. It does help the processing time in all that you're going to do. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your roast and you're going to put it in your Instant Pot liner. You're going to add to it cumin. We're going to add cumin. We're going to add chili powder. You're going to season it up We want some salt on there, some pepper on there. You can add some garlic as well. Then we're gonna make a concoction. And the concoction is gonna consist of tomato sauce. So you're gonna use 2 of these small cans or 1 of the large cans of tomato sauce with a little bit of molasses, and you're gonna use some brown sugar. Now, here is a tip. The recipe calls for about 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, which will make it very sweet. Sometimes I like it a little more sweet, but sometimes I like it a little less sweet. You can use less brown sugar. So if you just want to put in like 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar, by all means, cut that sugar back. You're still going to get that sweet flavor, but it's just not going to be overbearing, okay? Then you're going to add in some Dr. Pepper. A lot of times people call this Dr. Pepper pork, but we've enhanced it with the brown sugar and the molasses. So you add your Dr. Pepper. You can use the 0-calorie Dr. Pepper, the diet Dr. Pepper, whatever blend, but just understand you're gonna get a little bit less sweetness if you do. That's all it is. This acts as your thin liquid. Remember, in your Instant Pot, we need thin liquid to bring the pressure cooker up to pressure, right? Your tomato sauce is a little thick. Your molasses is really thick. So what I like to do is I like to take a bowl and I like to mix the molasses with the tomato sauce, with the garlic and the brown sugar. And I like to mix that up so that brown sugar gets mixed throughout. Then when my roast is in the Instant Pot liner, I season it with salt, with pepper, with cumin, with chili powder, and I pour that mixture over the top of the roast. Naturally, some of those juices are gonna flow and fill the bottom of the pot. That's normal, but we wanna make sure that that roast gets covered. Then I go back and I pour in 1 of these small cans of Dr. Pepper over the top. And I don't mix it together. I want this to be thin liquid. Then you're gonna put your Instant Pot, you're gonna set it for 90 minutes. And that's the reason why we can't do this recipe live. Can you imagine if you were here for 90 minutes plus the pressure time? And then we're going to allow for a minimum of a 30-minute natural pressure release. For me, the pressure by about 35 minutes, all the pressure is gone and the pin has dropped all on its own. And that's the point that we're at right now. Believe it or not. So, do you guys have questions so far? Because that's what I want to see. Let's make sure that everybody knows what we're doing, how we're doing it, and how we can make sure that you at home can do this too. So, I started mine 2.5 hours ago. The pin just dropped as we went live, which was like perfect timing. So we're gonna show you what this looks like. Now here's the catch. This is a whole new setup for me, you guys. I know it looks similar to you at home, but here it's a lot different. I don't know that my cord's gonna reach, but we're gonna see. Because I want to show you this. Nope. I'm gonna unplug that for a minute. I want you to see into the pot. There we go. Can you see into the pot? There, now it's focusing. So we've got our pork roast, right? And I'm gonna pull the pork roast out. I'm gonna put it over here onto the cutting board that I've got. You'll notice just how soft this pork roast is. And I want to show you how easy it is to shred this up, because that's one of my favorite parts. The other thing that we're going to do, I'm going to pull out some of these liquids because I just don't need it all. And then I'm going to turn it on to saute. The reason is I want to simmer this down to thicken up the sauce. And there's quite, I don't know if you can tell how much sauce is in there. Sometimes I like to strain it and get some of the stuff out. I wonder if we can do that. No, we can't. Am I still on screen? Uh-oh, I'm going off screen. Let's see if we can fish some of this out. Mostly because I just don't want this in the sauce. And you'll never get all of it out. These are kind of just, I don't know what it's even to call it. If you guys have a name for this stuff, it's just what is produced by the meat. Does it have a name, I wonder? I know one of you guys is going to chime in pretty quickly and tell me exactly what this is called. It's like the stuff that comes from the meat after it cooks. It like bubbles up. It's like spongy sometimes. I don't know. This isn't the best ladle to be using, but that gets some of it. Okay, I'm going to pull this off camera. I'm going to set it to saute, and I'm just going to let it simmer down. I just want this to thicken up a little bit because all those juices are so yummy, and it helps to keep the meat moist and juicy, and it adds to when we put it into a burrito or a salad or whatever it is we're going to do. So let's turn that on. Let's go to saute, and we'll let that go. Now, here's this meat. Okay, watch this, you guys. This is like magic. Okay, this cooked for 90 minutes in the pressure cooker. I allowed a 30-minute natural pressure release after it's been all seasoned. Okay, look at this. This is 1 fork. Here's a little bit of fat, so I'm just gonna pull this fat off because I don't like it. But look how this just flakes apart. Now, of course, you can use 2 forks. Break that up. These little pork roasts from Costco, they're dreamy. We use them all the time. Sometimes I'll put teriyaki sauce on them. I'll do barbecue sauce on them. They're just so moist and tasty. When I put barbecue sauce on it, I will cook it up in the pressure cooker. I'll season it with seasoning salt, and pepper, and some garlic powder. And then I will use like some chicken broth or some beef broth to pressure cook it to get it to the point like this. And then I pull it out and I'll add my favorite barbecue sauce to the mix. And then we serve it sometimes on the little Hawaiian slider rolls, which are just magical in my opinion. It makes for a quick, easy meal, perfect for game night or when you're watching sports. It's just fun. But see how easy this just flakes and falls apart. Now I know some of you probably have already said that you can use, you could put this like in your stand mixer and you could just like mix it and it shreds it. And you can do that too. I think when you do it in the mixer, it tends to break down even further. And I do like a little bit of the chunkiness. So it's really a personal preference. Okay, that is the meat. So again, let me go over that recipe because it's so simple. You're going to use 2 cans of the small tomato sauce, or 1 big one, whatever you want. I always just have the small ones on hand. You're going to use 2 tablespoons of molasses. So add some molasses and about 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and you're going to mix that up. You can add in some garlic in that as well, some minced garlic. Mix that up so that the brown sugar is melted into that mixture. Take your roast, a thawed roast, put it in your pressure cooker. Season it with cumin, with chili powder, with salt, with pepper. Get it all seasoned up. Then pour that mixture that you just made right over the top. Then you're going to add in your Dr. Pepper. If the question hasn't come up, if you don't want to use Dr. Pepper, that's okay. Use Coke, use Pepsi. You can even use root beer. It all works. And you're going to just add a little squatty can or buy a regular one that you're going to drink from the gas station and just put in a cup. That's all you need. If you're using an 8-quart pressure cooker, put in a cup and a half. Then let it cook for 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, allow for a 30-minute natural pressure release. So that's when you do nothing. If you're new to pressure cooking, it means you just let your pressure cooker sit. And after 30 minutes, you can release the rest of the pressure by opening it up. Or if you let it release the whole time, that's fine too. No big deal. So then you have your meat. Now over here, it is starting to simmer. And so we're just going to stir the bottom occasionally over here as it thickens up. Now this could take, you could let it probably simmer for 15 minutes easily. We'll see how long we let it simmer. We're just going to let it do its thing. All right, Sigrid says they're called meat leavens. Fantastic. I did not know that. See, I knew you guys could teach me too. Totally, right? So today we're going to make a salad because it's what I'm in the mood for. But I do like to make these in burritos and make some cilantro lime rice. That's a link I didn't pull up. I pulled a couple of other links that you guys might want to make with this. So I also made previously my black bean recipe. Except I modified it and cheated. So the recipe I just dropped for black beans is made in the pressure cooker as well, and it makes a delicious black bean recipe. Like from the hard beans. Delicious. Today I modified it for ourselves and I used canned black beans and I did it on the stove just because I wanted to make a small batch to go with our salads today. You can also add some cilantro lime rice as well, which is another recipe you can make both on the stovetop or you can make in your pressure cooker. There's so many varieties of things that you can do. So many. Sigrid. I'm dead. I'm totally dead. Sigrid says, I was joking. That's hilarious. Juanita. So Juanita's watching over on YouTube and Juanita said, yum, yum. I'm on my way to Utah to your house. I love it. I love it. Kathy says, oh my, I am late for my favorite show. Kathy, welcome. Sigrid said, I had no idea Costco sold these. Okay. Yes, these pork loins, again, these are my favorite. They come in a 4-pack. The way they're packaged, because sometimes you don't even know they're there. It's 2x2 and then 2x2. And so then they're like taped. So they're like a rectangle long because you see the 2 of them. And they're raw, like they're not frozen. And they're about $16 for the 4. The price varies just a little bit based upon the weight. So they're usually right around $16 to $18, which means each individual one is like $4 to $5 a piece. This is a lot of meat and can feed an entire family for $4. It's genius. So for a while during like the shutdown, they didn't have them, but they've had them back almost the last year, which I'm thrilled with because I love them. I use them for so many things. And Sam's does not sell them, just FYI. Oh, Trelva says the cilantro lime rice recipe is a winner. I love that, Trelva. It is a good one. You can make that in the Instant Pot. You can also do it on the stovetop. I actually prefer to make this cilantro lime rice on the stovetop. My husband just looked at me from off camera. I was like, maybe he wants to tell me something. Okay, so if you just hopped on, over here, which you can't see off camera, maybe I'll go back. We'll go back to full screen. You can kind of see. Over here, all I'm doing is I have the liquid from all of this meat on saute. So you can kind of see the steam go up. It is just simmering away. All we're trying to do is reduce that liquid down to become thicker because it's just solid, thin liquid. A trick, which I probably should have done, is pull out some of it. You know, use your glass measuring cup and pull out some of it so that there's less, so that it can reduce a little quicker, because you don't need it all. We're gonna let it reduce for just a little bit longer. I know I've got some other links for you. So I just dropped the black bean recipe. I also have the Instant Pot refried beans recipe. Now the refried beans recipe, for those of you who have made it, it is the easiest thing on the planet. So easy and so good. Amazingly good. So this is the raw beans, the raw pinto beans, and it uses broth, garlic, diced chilies, cumin. You season it all up and then you turn it on and you forget it. And it cooks for a long time, I think probably about 90 minutes again, with a natural pressure release. And then you open it up and use your immersion blender to blend it all smooth. Of course, if you don't want refried beans and you just want pinto beans, then you can just leave it as is and serve it as is. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. You could do half and half even. You could pull half of it out and serve as just regular seasoned pinto beans and then puree the rest for refried beans. Really, really good. And fun fact, if you have super cubes, you can freeze the refried beans for later. Do it all the time because it makes a big batch. And we can't eat it all, so I freeze it, which is fantastic. Jen says, hey Jen, how are you? Jen says, I love your refried beans. Love it. Okay, now one more recipe. I'm not gonna show you how to do it. I did this live about a month ago, and that was how to make flour tortilla bowls in the air fryer. You guys know I love my air fryer. I thought about showing you again today, but I was really worried about technology and setup and just trying to do too much on my first day back. And so I'm not going to show you. I'll teach you though. I'll walk you through it. Let me drop the link because it is so easy and it is so good. So you can do them in this size, which is just the soft taco size, or you can do it in the larger burrito size. And you just take a tortilla, and I like to use a little bit of olive oil on both sides. And then you're gonna use 2 bowls. And you're gonna place it, I have metal bowls. I wonder if those metal bowls made it here. You guys. That's a whole nother saga. I like to use my metal bowls. I don't know if I brought them to Utah. You put it in the bowl. So you put the flour tortilla and it molds to the bowl. But the tortilla won't stay down on its own. So you have to put another bowl on top. Okay? So put another bowl on top. You can use a ramekin. You can use another metal bowl. And then you're going to air fry it. Once you air fry it for the specified length of time, I can't remember off the top of my head, you're going to pull it out and you're going to take the inside bowl out and continue to air fry it. Then eventually you'll put it back in and flip it over so you can air fry the bottoms and the outside of it so that it's all toasty. It's magical. Another fun thing to do is to add some cheese in it that can melt inside of the bowl so that your tortilla is a little cheesy and toasty and so yummy. So yummy. So that's a fun recipe too. How are we doing here? You guys are pretty quiet today. Pretty quiet. What other information can I help you guys with today? All right, you know what? I need your help. First of all, if you haven't given this video a thumbs up or a heart, I need you to do that. For those of you who have shared this recipe, whether it's on your Facebook feed, or you've texted the link to a friend, or you've put it into a group, big hugs from me to you. That helps Facebook know that this is great content, and I sure appreciate it. And if you're watching over on YouTube, think about subscribing over there so that you know when I go live, so you know when a new video is uploaded. We sure appreciate it all the way around. We really do. All right. Now, here's some questions for you guys at home. Look, there's about 30 of you on. New kitchen, new changes, new things, all the things. I want to hear from you because my setup before, I didn't have access to the stove or the oven in my studio. But here in this kitchen, I've got both right here behind me. So I want to know from you, do you want to see recipes that incorporate the stove, the oven, the air fryer, the Instant Pot? I want to hear what you guys want. How can I be helpful to you at home in showing you how to make some great recipes for your families, for yourselves, whatever it may be? So that's what I want in the comments. The other thing, if you are new and you've never joined before, please say hello. We want to say hi. I want you to know this is a great group. This is a safe group where you can ask any question at all. I'm here to help teach you how to use your Instant Pot, your air fryer, help you through these recipes so that you can make them at home. So please say hello. Let me know where you're from because we sure love that. Sure love that. And I'm going to try to stay on top of this. Juanita, you're going to make me cry. Juanita says, you are such a helpful friend. Thank you for all your wonderful videos and recipes. Juanita, seriously, thank you. I truly love what I do, and I feel so grateful for people such as yourself who have supported me all of these years, who come on and say hello, who use my recipes, who share my recipes. It means the world to me. It truly does. I'm just so humbled and grateful. I was thinking about with this move that a lot of change has happened. It's hard moving from a small town to a metropolis area. It's hard to leave your friends that you've had for 35 plus years and go somewhere where nobody knows your name. And yes, I do feel like the whole Cheers song. But I'm so grateful for all of the viewers at home. I truly am. Because without you, I wouldn't be here. And I love to come and teach and show and share my personality and who I am with others. And so thank you, Juanita. That was very sweet. Very sweet. Sigrid says, sure, variety is the spice of life. Trelva says, I like the air fryer and crock pot recipes. Barbara says, I like the Instant Pot and air fryer recipes. Chris says, it would be nice to see recipes from all different appliances. Kathy says, I would like a combination of appliances. Sigrid says, are you in Salt Lake? Sigrid, I'm in the Salt Lake area. Because it's the internet, I can't say more than that. But I'm in the Salt Lake area, so big metropolis. City after city after city. You have to understand where I was, it's not city after city, it's city. Farmland, lots and lots of farmland. City. Farmland, lots and lots of farmland. And so, like to do big grocery shoppings, I was driving 30 minutes away. Because that's where the big city was. Here, I live in between, I don't know how many Costco's and Sam's Clubs. They're just everywhere. Like I have my choice. I feel like they're on every street corner almost. So it's a lot different. A lot different. Jen says, I like the variety of cooking methods. Carol says, I know your name, and I'm so glad you're here now. Oh, that's hilarious. Hi, Carol. How are you, friend? Carol does know my name. This is true. All right. This has simmered down. It's not as thick as I would like it. I think if I was to do this like on my own time, I would do more. Oh, you know what we can do? Hold please, watch. Let me, no, we're gonna go ahead. That was just a little brain thing. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off over here. And I'm gonna show it to you. It still is pretty thin, but it has reduced down. So we'll cancel that, we'll unplug it, and we're gonna bring it in closer. There we go. It's still boiling away. Now, there's no electricity on it, but look at how it's just still boiling. So you can see it's still pretty thin, but it is probably reduced down by half. You'll notice that sometimes I can see the bottom when I scrape it. Sometimes. So as it cools, it will thicken. The more you reduce it down. The one thing you do have to be careful of is you don't want it to get too thick because then it almost tastes burnt. Because remember, this is loaded with a lot of sugars. And so as it caramelizes, it will get that deeper, richer flavor that can almost taste burnt. And then this is how easy it is. You just take that shredded pork and we're gonna dump it in. And then all I'm gonna do is stir it up. That actually turned out to be a really good consistency. Look at that. See how the meat just absorbs it up? You get lots of great flavor. It's just beautiful. Doesn't that look good? All right, so let's make a salad. You guys ready? Now, on my salad, I'm gonna tell you what I like on my salad. And while I'm telling you this, I want you to put in the comments what you like on your salads, okay? Because there's a delay. So by the time I get to the end of telling you about my salad, you're gonna be able to put your comments in. So what do you like on your salads? I, of course, like lettuce, and I like a variety of lettuces, whether it's iceberg or romaine or green leaf lettuce. I typically like to do a variety of lettuces if I can, if I have it. Chips, of course, you have to have chips because I like the crunch. I love to add rice if I take the time to make the rice, and I love beans. Beans are like high priority. Then sometimes I like to add corn, just some whole kernel corn to it. It adds great color, and I love the extra flavor it gives. I love to add cheese, sour cream, guacamole sometimes, salsa or pico. Then you can add some sour cream and salsa for a dressing, or you can do a cilantro lime dressing. You can squeeze fresh lime juice on top. There's so many ways to do it. Okay, I want to see those comments. What would you put on your salad? We are going to, look what we're going to do. So right here, I just have these little heads of romaine, the baby ones. You get these at Costco too. They come in a 6-pack. These are like my new favorite thing, especially where we're empty nesters and it's just the two of us. I feel like if I buy a whole iceberg lettuce, that most of it goes to waste. But when I buy these, what I end up doing, and I've already washed this, is I cut it in half, right? And I slice them up, and I have enough lettuce for my husband and I, and nothing goes to waste, which I think is like a win. We tend to eat more salad because it's just so quick to put some lettuce together. All right. Let's see. Now don't shoot me. I like to crunch up my chips just a little bit. My son gives me a hard time. All right, Sigrid likes mixed lettuce, Fritos. Fritos are great. Tomatoes, cheese, cucumber, and red peppers. Oh, I have all those things in the fridge. Irene, hello Irene, how are you? Irene loves romaine, tomatoes, eggs. So a hard-boiled egg, I'm assuming, cheese, and croutons. Love it. Jules, hello Jules. Jules says, I do that too. Irene says, that's the same way I do mine. Are you meaning crunching the chips? Probably. You guys are the best. Okay, so next I'm going to add on the meat, right? And I'm just using my tongs. So if you've ever been to a Cafe Rio or a Costa Vida, then you know they use tongs, and this is what they do. Like, if you know, you know, right? They go like this, and then they'll go back for like this much meat, and they'll put it on your plate. It's like the craziest thing. It's like they're only allowed to put so much, obviously for cost, but they'll come back with like one little thing. You're like, friend, load me up. Load me up. I don't like to be chintzy because I want it covered, right? All right, let's add some cheese. We're gonna add some salsa. Guess what, you guys? I made fresh salsa. Fresh salsa. Look at this. So this is tomatoes, red pepper, cilantro, yellow peppers, red onion, lime juice, all the things. This is not a spicy salsa. This is a more like flavorful. Because you guys know me, I'm not big on the heat spice. I love the flavor that comes from it. So we're gonna load that up. Okay, what else do you guys want to put on it? I'm gonna put some cilantro lime dressing. And I'm gonna put a little bit, I showed you guys this before. This is, here, there you go. I got this at Walmart. It is a cilantro lime, like salsa. You find it by the salsa section. It's usually up on a top shelf. I love the flavor of this. It just has, like, it's great for tacos. And yeah, I just like drip it on. Okay, you can add sour cream, you can add guacamoles, you can add tomatoes, you can add peppers, corn. Load it up however you like. Oh, mango salsa is also delicious on this. Oh, I almost forgot. You guys, look what I made. Those are my beans. These are my black beans. Let's throw some of those on. Now I've done it all out of order, so it won't be near as pretty, but you'll get the gist of it. There we go. I forgot I had those back there. Okay, what do you think? I think it needs more cheese, if I'm gonna be honest. There we go. Since I've messed this up, I'm not gonna put, you know how I always put like cheesecloth underneath it so you can see it better? You actually get a pretty good view with this contrast, don't you? Okay, we're gonna dive in. Because you guys love to see me eat on camera. It's like my thing that I don't like at all. Listen, this is so good. Like, this is my favorite. You honestly don't even need a whole lot of salad dressing because the meat is so moist and has all the juices that it just starts to flavor everything, and it is so good. Word of caution, you're gonna put more in this salad than you think, so use a bigger plate. It's because you're gonna wanna toss it around. Like, I want my chips to get all throughout. Like, it doesn't have to look pretty because I want everything to be flavored. Nobody wants lettuce that's boring, right? It's not as pretty anymore, but now you've got everything like flavored up. So good. So good. Listen, this is a recipe that I want you to try. Excuse me. I want you to try it. And I want you to let me know after you've made it. Tag me at Devour Dinner. Share it. Share it with friends. Put it back in the Instant Pot 101 for Beginner group and say, hey, look what I made. Take your own picture. I made this recipe and here's the link for others in the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group, because others want to see what people make. Like, it's a total thing. It doesn't matter how pretty your picture is. Just tell them you loved it. It'll be fantastic. That's my recipe for today, you guys. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. We still went 45 minutes. It's so good to be back. Next week is a holiday weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. I am not going to be here. So I'll be gone next week, but I should be back the week after. Pretty sure. You guys, my schedule is crazy. We're going into this fall time period and there's just a lot juggling and a lot going on. I'm going to try to post earlier in the week about what I'm doing so that you can invite friends, you can get your ingredients, and you can make these recipes right along with me. We're going to have some fun. In fact, I even think we're going to make some cookies, because I don't know about you, but Sunday afternoon after I eat dinner, I just want a cookie. And so we may bake up cookies while we're doing everything else too, because it just sounds like fun. And we all need a little bit of fun in our lives, right? All right, Juanita has a whole bunch of things here. Now I got to read them all. Hold on. Ooh, Juanita likes bacon and salsa and avocado. Irene likes avocado. Ranch dressing and Catalina dressing. That's a great idea. Juanita says, it's much better to shred your own cheese. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It is much better to shred your own cheese, because did you guys know the pre-shredded cheese is coated in like a flour? It doesn't melt as well. So it doesn't clump in the bags. So it's much better to buy the brick cheese and grate yourself. Ooh, Amy says, I plan to make it tomorrow or Tuesday. Okay, Amy, I'm going to hold you to it. Anytime you make somebody's recipe that you've seen in a Facebook group or whatever, take a picture. Just snap it with your phone. It doesn't have to be pretty. Go back into that group, show the picture, link to the recipe so others can go to it too, and tell them why you liked it. It helps bloggers out so much. It's a simple, free, easy thing you can do to help support bloggers such as myself and the many, many others that are out there. And we get giddy when we notice there's a little spike in traffic because somebody has shared one of our recipes. It truly makes our day. You'd be shocked how something like that just makes our day. Sigrid says, thanks, Rebecca. I will definitely try this one. Have a great week, everyone. All right, you guys, listen, have a wonderful week. Remember to be kind. This week, I challenge you. Go out of your comfort zone. Say hi to somebody. Include them at lunchtime. Do something simple. We all have kids going back to school, and we encourage kids to befriend the child that gets left behind or isn't acknowledged. Do the same with adults. Here I am. I'm a grown adult, and I'm amazed at how many people are just reluctant to say hello, even my neighbors. So take the opportunity to say hi to somebody this week. Be kind to somebody this week. Go out of your way. It will make somebody smile, I promise, and it will make your heart smile too. All right, everybody. Have a great week. I'm glad that you're here. Big hugs. We'll see you later. Bye.